Welcome to another video. Let us do trigonometric basics. In this trigonometric basics, we want to look at evaluating sin 150, tan 315 degrees, and cos 240 degrees. How can we evaluate these kind of questions? So let's start. So we are simply talking of how can I evaluate A. Let's look at A. How can I evaluate sin 150 degrees? How can I evaluate sin 150 degrees? So the thing that you need to understand is, do you remember the special angles? If you remember the special angles, then evaluating this will be simple. So let us remind ourselves first by drawing the two triangles of the special angles. So the two triangles of the special angles, they are very important for you to remember. Special angles. Okay. If you have not mastered them, you need to master them. So we have the 45 degrees triangle. So let's draw the 45 degrees triangle. This is the 45 degrees triangle. We have 45 degrees, which is 90. And we know that the hypotenuse is root of 2. And this is 1 because the 45 degrees has two equal sides. Meaning this is 1 and this is 1. Then we can move on to the next triangle, which is 60 and 30 degrees. Okay, so we can draw a 60. Okay, I love to draw two of them so that you don't get confused. So we have the 60 degrees and the 30 degrees there. So this, to master this 60 and 30 degrees, we know that this length, which is here, it is of opposite of 60. It is always root of 2, root of 3, I mean. And this one, it is always 2, and this is always 1. So this is the special angle triangle. So when you know these special angles, then the rest of the things become easy. So we just have to identify them now. And the ratios, you need to know the ratios. When, for instance, when you talk of sin 30 degrees, what is the ratio for sin 30 degrees? Sin 30, it is simply 1 over 2. What about sin 45 degrees? What is sin 45 degrees? Sin 45 degrees, it is actually 1 of root 2. 1 of root 2. What about when we come to talk of cos? So here we are dealing with the sine. So you should know at least these three. And sine 60 degrees, which is sine 60 degrees, it is actually root of 3 over 2. So at least for the sine, you know the three trigonometric ratios for the sine. So these are the three trigonometric ratios for the sine. So when you know them, then it means that the rest of the things become easy now. Okay, when you know this trigonometric ratio, solving this become easy by simply using the unit circle. So now we need to just draw the unit circle and identify where this will fall in. Remember, an angle is always in either of the four quadrants. So we have 0 degrees, 90 degrees, we have 180 degrees and 270 degrees. We have 360 degrees there. So in which quadrant will 150 be? So 150, we know this is 180. So it cannot be between 0 and 90, meaning it will not be true. So 150 is in between 90 and 180. So it is in between here. So we draw what we call a terminal ray. This terminal ray will show us where the angle 150 is. So 150 is actually this angle. From 0 to this point here will be 150 degrees. But remember, we need to find the reference angle in order for us to know exactly the value, or in order for us to know the value of 150. Because 150, you can see it is not even on these special angles here. So we need to find at least one of these in order for us to get a straightforward answer. So we need to find what we call a reference angle. This will be our reference angle. So in order for us to find this reference angle, it is very simple. All we need to do is remember the concept, which is 180 degrees minus theta, meaning the angle that you have been given, which is 150. So we are going to simply say 180 minus 150. What do we have? we have 30 degrees. So meaning this angle which is here is 30 degrees. So we can come now to say sine 30 degrees is same as sine 150 degrees. So now, since we know sine 30 is same as 150, we come to these ratios here, which are special angles here, where sine 30 is 1 over 2. So we are going to simply say now, sine 150 is equal to 1 over 2. Leave your answer here, or you can say 0.5 is one and the same. So in paper 1, you just leave it in a fraction form and you get your answer correct. So this is how you evaluate sine 150 and any angle that will be given. For instance, now let's come to B. Let's evaluate tan 315. So same applies. You need to understand, draw the unit circle and figure out in which quadrant will this tan 315 be. If this is 180 and this is 270 and this is 360 degrees and we have 90 degrees. So 315, it cannot be in the third quadrant because it's bigger than 270. So it will be in between in the fourth quadrant. So we are going to draw the terminal ray here and to indicate the reference angle. We can show that this angle is from 0 all the way to here. It is 315 degrees. So the reference angle is the one we need to find in order for us to know the value, just like we did for the first question, which was sine 150. We found the special angle which was 30 degrees and it was easy for us to find the answer. So same applies here. We are going to do the same. So in the fourth quadrant, we always know that for us to find the reference angle, we need to use the concept of 360 minus theta, meaning the angle that you have been given. So in this scenario, we have been given the angle which is 315. So in order for us to find this question, what we need to do now is simply say what is 360 minus 315. Okay, 360 minus 315, we are simply saying it will be 1 there, will remain with 4, 5 there, so we have 45 degrees. So we're simply saying the reference angle is 45 degrees. So we can come to state and say tan 45 degrees is same as tan 315 degrees. Hence, the special angle for tan 45, which is a special angle, what is tan 45 as a special angle? What is the ratio of tan 45? So tan, we know that tan is opposite over adjacent. So this is opposite and this is adjacent. So tan 45 is going to be, in other case, tan 45 is going to be 1. Okay, so tan 45 is 1. So in this scenario, we are simply saying that tan 45 here is going to be 1. Now, this 1 is positive. But looking at the tan 315, where this angle is in quadrant what? Is in quadrant 4. And in quadrant 4, tan is negative. So the answer cannot be positive because tan is negative. So the answer will be a negative 1. So the answer will be negative 1 as our final answer because tan 315 is in quadrant 4. And in quadrant 4, tan is negative. So the final answer will be tan negative tan negative what? Negative 1. This will be our final answer. So the special angle, which is 45, helps us to find the actual angle. They help us to find the angle or the side, which is tan 315. So in this scenario, we have found the value of tan 315, which is negative 1. So remember, where the angle lies, the sign should be well known. So if the angle, for instance, this angle which is 150, it is in the first quadrant where sine, it is in the second quadrant where sine is positive. So the answer should be positive as well, not negative. Okay, but 315, it is where the angle is in the negative side, so meaning that tan 315 is supposed to be negative 1. So you do the same with the 2 cos 240. you do the same procedure applies. So once you do the same, you are going to find your final answer to be, if we follow this tan cos for 240, 240 is in between, we do use this one, 240 is in between here, 180 and 270. So this will be where 240 will be. So for you to find the reference angle here, we are simply talking of finding the reference angle will be is simple, because it's supposed to be in the positive side. So the reference angle, we can find the reference angle by simply saying the theta minus 180. This is a concept in the third quadrant. So here we are simply saying what is 240 minus 180. 240 minus 180, what do we get? We get 60 degrees. So meaning that this angle which is here is 60. The reference angle is 60 degrees and is cos. So what is cos? 60 degrees. Cos 60 degrees, if you come to this diagram, special angles here, you are going to see that cos, it is the adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse, I mean. So cos 60, it will be adjacent is going to be 1. Hypotenuse is 2. So meaning cos 60 is same as 1 over 2. So in this scenario, we are simply saying that cos 60 degrees is same as cos 240. Okay, same as cos 240. But remember, this cos 240, it is actually falling where we have it is falling the negative side, where cos is negative. So the angle cannot be positive 1 over 2, but instead it will be cos 240. Okay, instead it will be cos 240 degrees is equal to negative 1 over 2, because the angle, it is on the negative what side, and cos here we know cos is the negative on the third quadrant. Third quadrant, cos is negative. So answer will be 1 over 2, or you can say negative 0.5. The answers will still be the same. So this is how you evaluate these simple questions. Hopefully I've made this clear, and I believe you have enjoyed the lesson. If you have questions, please do comment and ask in the comment box, and I'll be able to respond to you as quickly as possible. Thank you for watching. We say bye-bye for now.